I died choking on my own screams that night, the razor-sharp betrayal slicing deeper than any blade ever could. My daughter's tiny, tear-streaked face, bald and humiliated, flashed before my eyes as the pills kicked in, a mother's final failure swallowing me whole. But death wasn't the end. It was a goddamn reset button, hurling me back into my body 3 months before the joke that shattered us both, my heart pounding with the venom of a second chance. The fluorescent hum of the grocery store lights buzzed like a swarm of angry hornets as I gripped the cart, staring at the rows of cereal boxes like they held the secrets to undoing my own apocalypse. It was a Tuesday in late spring, May 2024, in the sprawling suburb of Elmwood Heights, just outside Chicago, where white picket fences hid the kind of rot that festers in perfect lawns. I was Gianna Russo, 32, a single mom scraping by as a graphic designer for a mid-tier ad agency, the kind that peddles dreams to soccer moms who don't know real nightmares exist. My daughter, Lily, was 6, all freckles and wild curls that tangled like her unfiltered giggles. Back then, in this stolen slice of before, she was my anchor, my chaos, my reason to fake a smile through the family calls that always left me hollow. But I knew what was coming. God, did I know? In my first life, that life, my sister Lisa had crashed our family barbecue like a wrecking ball wrapped in a party favor bow. It was supposed to be Lily's birthday, pink balloons, a cake with extra sprinkles, the whole Norman Rockwell bullshit. Lisa, the golden child, the one who'd clawed her way to a junior exec spot at some flashy PR firm in the Loop, showed up with her designer tote and that predatory grin. Auntie Lisa's got a surprise, she'd cooed, pulling out those clippers like they were a magic wand. Lily, trusting as a lamb, sat still on the picnic bench while Lisa transformed her into a joke, a bald-headed punchline for the relatives who'd flown in from Jersey. The laughter started slow, like thunder rolling in from Lake Michigan. My parents, Frank and Marlene Russo, retired and smug in their split-level ranch, cackled first, slapping their knees over plastic cups of Bud Light. "Look at her, little skinhead in training," Dad bellowed, while Mom wheezed. "It's just hair, Gianna, grows back." Cousins joined in, aunts wiped tears of mirth, uncles high-fived Lisa like she'd invented comedy. Lily wailed, her hands clawing at the prickly stubble, screaming for me as I shoved through the crowd, my world fracturing into shards of rage and helplessness. I snatched her up, wrapped her in my cardigan, and stormed out to the sound of fading chuckles and Lisa's parting shot. "Lighten up, sis. It's a prank." That night, Lily wouldn't stop sobbing, her small body shaking like she'd been electrocuted. She wouldn't look in mirrors for weeks, hid under blankets at school, came home with bruises from kids who called her Chrome Dome. The family? They texted memes. Bald and beautiful, rocking the Sinead O'Connor look. Lisa sent a gift card for a wig, to fix your fun ruiner attitude. My parents called it overreacting, said I was too sensitive, like I'd inherited Mom's hysteria instead of Dad's steel spine. I tried therapy, playdates, ice cream binges, but the damage burrowed deep. Lily's spark dimmed. She stopped drawing those crayon masterpieces of us as superheroes. And me? The guilt gnawed until it hollowed me out. Sleepless nights turned to wine-fueled hazes. Work emails went unanswered. And one rainy October evening, with Lily at a sleepover I shouldn't have allowed, I swallowed the bottle of Ambien. Just to sleep. Just to stop the echo of laughter. Waking up gasping in my old apartment bed, sheets tangled around legs that felt too young, too alive, I bolted upright. The calendar on my phone blinked May 14th, 2024, 3 months before the barbecue. My hands flew to my face, untouched by the fine lines grief had etched. Down the hall, Lily's door creaked open, and there she was, curls bouncing, clutching her stuffed unicorn. "Mommy, you okay?" I heard yelling. I pulled her into a bone-crushing hug, inhaling the strawberry shampoo scent like it was oxygen. This was real. I'd been given a do-over. And this time, I wouldn't let them touch her. I'd burn their world down first. The first week was reconnaissance, mapping the minefield of my family's toxicity like a general plotting D-Day. Lisa lived in a sleek condo in Wicker Park, all exposed brick and Instagram filters, dating a rotation of finance bros who made her sound like a TED Talk on ambition. At 29, she was the prodigy who'd skipped grades, aced Yale on a scholarship Dad bragged about at every VFW meeting, while I, the late bloomer, fumbled community college and a divorce from Lily's deadbeat dad, Marco, who'd bailed when the pregnancy test turned pink. Lisa's pranks weren't new. Growing up in our cramped bungalow on the south side, she'd sabotage my Barbies, spread rumors that got me pantsed in middle school gym. But this, shaving my kid, that was the apex of her cruelty, the reveal of the rot at our core. I started small, testing the waters of my new resolve. Family group chat lit up with the usual drivel. Mom's forwarded chain emails about liberal snowflakes ruining Thanksgiving. Dad's fishing pics from Lake Calumet. Lisa dropped a bomb. Hey fam, booking the backyard for Lily's birthday barbecue. I've got the entertainment covered. Party popper, hearts and thumbs up emojis rained down. In my old life, I'd replied with enthusiasm, desperate for their approval. This time, I typed, sounds fun, but Lily's been begging for a quiet spa day at home. Maybe next year. Crickets. Then mom. Don't be a buzzkill, Gianna. Lisa's putting in effort. Lisa, spa day? For a kid? Lame. Trust me, it'll be epic. I deleted the thread, heart racing. No backing down. I called in sick to work. First time in years. And took Lily to the Field Museum, watching her eyes widen at the dinosaur skeletons. Mommy, do you think they got second chances? She asked, hugging the T-Rex femur replica. I knelt, cupping her face. Everyone deserves one, baby. And we're gonna make ours count. That night, I dug into the family secrets I'd buried under years of denial. The real betrayal wasn't just the shave, it was the lie they'd all lived. Dad's retirement fund, embezzled from his union job, funneled through Mom's charity, bake sales to cover Lisa's tuition. I'd found the papers after his heart attack in my first life, but swallowed it to keep the peace. Not anymore. By week 2, I was arming myself. I hired a PI on a credit card I'd max out later. A grizzled ex-cop named Harlan who smelled like black coffee and regret. What do you need, doll? He grunted over the phone. Dirt on the Russos. All of it. He chuckled. Family skeletons? Those are the heaviest. 48 hours later, a manila envelope thumped on my doorstep. Bank statements showing Dad skimming from the plumber's union, Mom's falsified tax returns, Lisa's internship that was really a payoff from a sleazy councilman for PR spin on a bribery scandal. The shave? It wasn't random cruelty. Lisa had overheard me threatening to expose Dad's fraud during a heated call months before the barbecue. In her twisted mind, humiliating Lily was payback. Break me so I'd stay silent. Rage boiled into strategy. I wouldn't scream or swing. That was their game. Lily noticed the shift. Mommy's different, she said one evening, crayon in hand, drawing me as a knight slaying a dragon with clippers for teeth. Stronger. I ruffled her curls. Damn right, kiddo. No one's clipping our wings. The barbecue loomed like a storm cloud on the horizon. July 20th etched in my calendar with red ink that bled like an accusation. 2 months in, and my double life was a tightrope walk. Freelance gigs padding my emergency fund, self-defense classes at the local YMCA where I learned to channel fury into precision strikes, and bedtime stories laced with subtle armor building for Lily. What if the big bad wolf tries to huff and puff your house down? I'd ask. She'd furrow her brow, all serious 6-year-old wisdom. We huff back harder, Mommy. With fire. Harlan's updates kept the fire stoked. Dad's union buddies were sniffing around old ledgers. Retirees stiffed on pensions, widows shortchanged. Mom's Ladies Auxiliary was a front for laundering petty cash through bake sale donations. Lisa, scrambling post-scandal, had pivoted to freelance consulting, schmoozing at rooftop bars with men twice her age. The shave was her Hail Mary to reassert control, a sibling power play rooted in the day she'd caught me rifling through Dad's desk as a teen, piecing together his thefts. Snitch, she'd hissed then, and years later, she'd make me pay by targeting the one pure thing in my life. I decided on the menu for destruction. Public, painful, permanent. Step 1, document everything. I installed nanny cams in Lily's playroom, not for paranoia, but proof. Step 2, allies. I confided in my old college buddy, Sarah, a family law attorney in Naperville who'd clawed her way up from the same South Side grit. Over IPAs at a dive bar off I-94, I spilled the future past, editing out the reincarnation for sanity's sake. They're toxic, Gianna. Abusive patterns. You sue for alienation of affection, harassment, hell, emotional distress on Lily's behalf. Minors have rights. Her eyes narrowed, fierce. But you go nuclear? Expose the fraud? That's scorched earth. Nuclear it is, I said, clinking glasses. Scorched earth felt right, like the wildfires out west, cleansing the deadwood for new growth. The week before the party, cracks showed. Mom called, voice syrupy with concern. Gianna, honey, you haven't RSVP'd. Lisa's gone all out. Caterers, a bounce house. I pictured the bounce house, innocent rubber walls that would soon echo with Lily's screams. We're good, Mom. Lily's got a cold. Lie. Lily was thriving. Swim lessons. Art camp. Curls braided with ribbons that screamed untouchable. Mom pressed. Don't be difficult. Family sticks together. I bit back the truth. Family? You mean the thieves who laughed while my kid broke? Instead, see you there. Lisa cornered me on a solo grocery run, ambushed in the produce aisle, her yoga pants and ponytail screaming performative casual. Sis, what's with the ghosting? Afraid of a little fun. Her eyes flicked to my card. Organic apples, gluten-free crackers for Lily's sensitivities. Calculating. Always calculating. I forced a smile, the kind that didn't reach my eyes. Just busy keeping things real, Lise. No pranks needed. She laughed, too loud, drawing stares from the Kale crowd. Pranks? That's your hang-up. Lighten up, life's too short. Tell me about it, I thought, remembering the noose of my own making. Yeah, I said, selecting a bunch of bananas like weapons. Too short for bullshit. That night, I prepped Lily with a surprise game. We role-played the party. If Auntie Lisa says something silly, what do you do? Lily giggled, donning her sun hat like a crown. I say, no thank you, and run to Mommy. We practiced boundaries, safe words, pineapple for escape. It broke my heart, turning her birthday into boot camp, but forewarned was forearmed. As she slept, I scrolled Harlan's latest, audio of Dad bragging at a bar about cooking the books to fund Lisa's future. Proof. Gold. July 19th, the eve, I drove to the old neighborhood, our childhood home now a shrine to denial, faded Cubs flags, Virgin Mary statue in the yard. I parked curbside, engine idling, watching shadows play across the curtains. This was recon, but it felt like haunting my own ghost. Inside, laughter filtered out, pre-party prep, bottles clinking. I imagined bursting in, clippers in hand, turning the tables. But no, patience was my blade now, sharp and cold. Back home, sleep evaded me. Dreams replayed the death. Lily's bald head on the pillow, her whispers of why'd they hate me, Mommy? The pills dissolving on my tongue, a bitter sacrament. Waking sweat-soaked, I vowed, this time they pay, all of them. The morning of the 20th dawned muggy, humidity thick as guilt. I dressed Lily in her favorite sundress, yellow poppies, a shield of color. Packed the diaper bag with essentials, snacks, sunscreen, and a thumb drive of Harlan's files tucked in the side pocket. Ready for adventure, bug? She nodded, clutching her unicorn. I kissed her curls, inhaling deeply. Not today, Satan. We arrived fashionably late, pulling into the driveway lined with balloons that bobbed like nooses in the breeze. The backyard buzzed, relatives in lawn chairs, grill smoke curling like accusations. Dad manned the Weber, apron stained with glory, Mom flitted with platters of deviled eggs. Lisa spotted us first, waving from the patio like a prom queen. The guests of honor. Lily Bug, come see your throne. Lily hesitated, gripping my hand. I squeezed back. Pineapple if needed. We wove through hugs and cheek pinches, the air heavy with hot dogs and hypocrisy. Lily's eyes lit on the bounce house, a red castle of doom. Can I, Mommy? One bounce. Harmless. Go wild, baby. I'm right here. As she toddled off, Lisa sidled up, champagne flute in hand. See? Fun already. You owe me an apology for doubting. Her perfume, Chanel No. 5, Mom's favorite, cloyed like deceit. I sipped my seltzer, eyes on Lily. Apology? For what? Protecting my kid. She rolled her eyes. Always the martyr. Dad says you're jealous. Of my success. The barb landed, old wound reopening. In my first life, I believed it, swallowed the narrative that I was the failure, the outsider. Now, it fueled me. Mom swept in, arms laden with garlands. Gianna, help with the cake. Her smile was all teeth, no warmth. I followed to the kitchen, where the sheet cake waited, pink frosting, happy sixth Lily, in loopy script. As she chattered about floral arrangements, I slipped the thumb drive into her purse on the counter. Bait. Mom, remember when Dad's bonus paid for Lisa's dorm? Good times. She froze, fork midway to a tester bite. What are you on about? I shrugged. Just reminiscing. Family secrets make the best stories. Outside, laughter swelled. Lily bounded back, cheeks flushed. Mommy, it's so bouncy. Then Lisa's voice cut through. Hey, everyone. Time for Auntie Lisa's big reveal. My stomach dropped. Showtime. The backyard fell into that expectant hush, like the pause before a verdict in a courtroom drama. Relatives clustered around the picnic tables, paper plates balanced on knees, eyes hungry for spectacle. Lisa stood center stage on the grass, a makeshift pedestal of upturned cooler, holding a wrapped box the size of a shoe, ribboned in electric blue. Lily, sweetie, this is for you. Open it with Auntie. Lily glanced at me. Son had asked you, and I nodded, throat tight as a noose. One box. What's the harm? But I knew. In the script of my nightmare, this was prelude, the gift of costume clippers that only trimmed, leading to the real ones hidden in her tote. Lily scampered up, tiny hands tearing paper with glee. Inside, a plastic playset of salon tools, combs and scissors in garish pink. The crowd cooed, how cute. Future stylist. As Lisa knelt, clipping an empty curl from Lily's ponytail with the toy shears. Snip. Fake. But her eyes locked on mine, triumphant, daring me to react. See, Gianna? Harmless fun. Your turn next. I forced a laugh, brittle as autumn leaves. Pass. I'm more of a don't touch the hair type. Murmurs rippled. Spoil sport from Cousin Joey. Lighten up from Aunt Rita. Dad boomed from the grill. Gianna's always been the serious one. Lisa's the spark. Spark. Right. The kind that ignites dry tinder and leaves ashes. Lily, oblivious, hugged the box. Thank you, Auntie. Lisa beamed, but as she stood, her hand brushed her tote bag slung over the chair, the one with the real clippers, buzzing menace inside. My pulse thundered. Not yet. Draw it out. I steered Lily to the dessert table, piling her plate with watermelon wedges. Eat up, bug. Big day. She chomped happily, juice dribbling chin, while I scanned exits. Fence gate to the alley, front door through the house. Contingencies. Mom sidled up, purse swinging, thumb drive secure. Gianna, what's eating you? You're jumpier than a cat on a hot tin roof. I met her gaze, the woman who'd bandaged my scraped knees but blindfolded herself to Dad's greed. Just protecting what's mine, Mom. You should try it sometime. She blinked, flustered. What does that mean? Before I could twist the knife, Lisa's voice sliced in. Photo op. Birthday girl center. The impromptu shoot devolved into chaos. Relatives jostling for selfies. Lily passed like a football. I hung back, phone in hand, recording discreetly. Evidence of normalcy before the fracture. Then it happened. Lisa, ever the director, scooped Lily onto her hip. Hold still, Munchkin. Auntie's got a quick makeover for the pics. Lily squirmed, giggling at first. No, Auntie, Mommy says no scissors. The crowd chuckled, mistaking protest for play. Lisa's grin sharpened. It's magic once. Watch. She reached for the tote, fingers closing on the zipper. Time dilated, my shout lodged in my chest, legs rooted like oaks in a hurricane. Move, damn it. I lunged, but Cousin Eddie blocked, arms slung casual. Let her have fun, Gianna. Fun. The word ignited me. Put her down, Lisa. Now. My voice was steel, low thunder. Heads turned. Lisa paused, clippers half out, faux innocence blooming. Whoa, chill. It's a trim. Curls are so last season. Bald as bold. Laughter erupted, tentative at first, then full-throated as Dad joined. Yeah. Gianna. Live a little. Remember when we buzzed you for that bet? The bet. Summer 98, age 12, Dad's poker lost to his buddies. They'd held me down in the garage, clippers whirring, Mom filming for brags. I cried for days, hid in closets. History's echo, now weaponized. Lily whimpered, wriggling free, bolting to me. I caught her mid-stride, cradling her against my chest, her heartbeat a frantic drum. Show baby. Pineapple. The safe word worked. Her body relaxed, trusting. But the damage teetered on the brink. Lisa dangled the clippers, buzzing them mockingly. Come on, it's a joke. Lighten. Shut it down. I didn't yell. I commanded, voice carrying like a gavel. Silence crashed, heavy as the humid air. Eyes on me, shock, judgment, that old Russo pity. Mom gasped, Gianna. Dad's spatula clattered. Lisa's face twisted, mask slipping to reveal the serpent beneath. You're ruining everything. Again. I set Lily down, behind me like a shield, and stepped forward. The grass squelched under my sneakers, grounding me. Ruining? You mean exposing? Fine. Let's air it out. I pulled my phone, thumb hovering over send. Email draft to the Chicago Tribune's tips line, subject, Southside Union fraud, family ties exposed. Attachments, Harlan's files, timestamps, the works. Dad's been skimming pensions for 20 years. Mom's cooked the books on charity drives. Lisa? Her success? Bought with bribes from Alderman Hale's slush fund. Gasps rippled. Aunt Rita, Frank? Is this true? Dad's face purpled. Lies. Ungrateful bitch. Mom clutched her purse, white-knuckled. Lisa lunged for my phone. You crazy? That's defamation. I sidestepped, calm as Lake Michigan on glass. Defamation needs falsehoods, Lise. Check your emails. Ethics board's got your number. Or should I hit send now? The party fractured. Whispers to shouts. Relatives dialing lawyers in their heads. Lily tugged my hem. Mommy. I knelt, whispering. Go inside. Grab your unicorn. Grandma's key's on the hook. Wait by the car if I'm not there in 5. She scampered off, brave as a soldier. Lisa snarled. Close enough I smelled her fierce sweat. Why? Jealousy? I took the hits so you could play house. Hits. The truth clawed out. Lisa had known about Dad's thefts since high school, covered for him to secure her escape. Scholarships greased, applications padded. She'd shaved Lily to silence me, post my vague threats. You sacrificed nothing, I hissed. You fed on us. But no more. Sirens wailed distant. Someone had called it in? No, just Elmwood's finest patrolling. But the chaos crested. Dad collapsed into a chair, wheezing. Mom sobbed, thumb drives spilling from her purse like guts. Relatives bolted, tires screeching on cul-de-sac asphalt. Lisa grabbed the clippers like a talisman. You think this ends it? I'll bury you. I laughed, cold and final. Dig your own grave first. As blue and whites pulled up, anonymous 911 from my pre-dialed app. I scooped Lily from the kitchen, her unicorn clutched tight. We fled the wreckage, taillights fading on the family I'd exhumed. But revenge? It was just ignition. The real burn was coming. The fallout hit like a Chicago winter gale, swift, brutal, burying the old world under drifts of subpoenas and scandals. We holed up in a budget motel off I-90 that first night. Lily conked out on the lumpy queen with cartoons droning on an ancient TV. I paced the threadbare carpet, phone vibrating like a hornet's nest, voicemails from unknown numbers, texts from blocked relatives. Traitor! How could you? Harlan called at dawn. Feds are circling the Russos. Your tip to the Trib? Front page by noon. I stepped onto the balcony, chain-smoking menthols I hadn't touched since Marco left, exhaling plumes into the gray sprawl of O'Hare traffic. Front page. Union boss's family implodes in backyard betrayal. The headline I'd ghostwritten in my mind 100 times. Photos. Dad in cuffs outside the ranch. Mom's mugshot all smudged mascara. Lisa's perp walk in last season's blazer. Lily and I, blurred for privacy. The whistleblower mom and her shielded daughter. Catharsis tasted like ash, sweet, then choking. By week 1, we'd relocated to Sarah's guest room in Naperville, a McMansion haven of neutral tones and noise-canceling everything. Lily thrived on the upgrade, pool playdates with Sarah's twins, curls growing wild under the summer sun. Are we safe now, Mommy? She'd ask, splashing. I'd dive in, hold her buoyant. Safer than ever, bug. New adventures. Legally, it was a feeding frenzy. Sarah filed the suits. Alienation of affection against Lisa for the prank, emotional distress for Lily's near trauma, defamation counters for their smears. The union launched audits. IRS agents raided the bungalow, unearthing shoeboxes of cash in the crawlspace. Dad lawyered up with a public defender who looked like he'd lost a bar fight with whiskey. Mom took a plea for lesser fraud, trading recipes for reduced time. Lisa? She lawyered vicious, hired a shark from her old firm, countersuing for intentional infliction and family sabotage. Court dates loomed like guillotines. But the real war was personal. Lisa ambushed me outside family court in downtown Chicago, August heat shimmering off the loop's glass towers. Bailout. Designer sunglasses perched like armor. You happy now? Dad's strokes, Mom's breakdowns, you're doing. Her voice cracked, just a hair. I adjusted Lily's backpack, her first day at the new Montessori gleaming with unscarred hope. My doing? You swung first, Lise. Shaving a child? That's not rivalry. That's rot. She stepped closer, breath mints masking the rot gut. You don't get it. Dad promised me the world if I kept quiet. Yale, the job, me. You were the spare, Gianna. Always whining, always weak. Spare. The word ignited old fuses. Nights I'd covered for her shoplifting sprees. Mornings I'd lied to teachers about her hangovers. I'd been her shield, not her shadow. Weak? I raised a daughter solo while you played princess. And for what? To protect thieves? A flashbulb popped. Paparazzi, scenting blood. Lisa recoiled, hissing. This isn't over. I'll take Lily. Prove you're unfit. Unfit. The threat slithered cold. In my first life, post-shave, CPS had sniffed around after my instability. This time, no cracks for them to pry. Sarah's strategy crystallized over takeout tie that night. Go public wider. Op-ed in the Sun-Times. Frame it as generational trauma, breaking cycles. Jurors, eat that up. I wrote it in a fever, fingers flying on my laptop. From Southside secrets to shattered trust. A mother's fight against family fraud. Words poured. The shave as metaphor for deeper cuts. Lily's curls as stolen innocence. My death, a rebirth through truth. Published Sunday, it went viral. Shares from Me Too moms, union reformists, even a shout-out on The View as the bald eagle of family justice. Lisa's countersuit crumbled under scrutiny, her evidence of my paranoia exposed as doctored texts. Dad's trial aired his confessions on live news. Tears for the camera. I did it for my girls. His girls. Not me. Sentenced to 5 years white collar at Danbury. He penned letters from lockup. Forgive, Gianna. Blood's thicker. I burned them in Sarah's fire pit. Ashes scattering like confetti at a funeral. Mom fared softer. Probation, community service at a women's shelter. She showed at Lily's school pickup once, gaunt and moo-moo, clutching wilted daisies. Grandma. Lily asked, hesitant. I blocked the gate. Not today, Mom. Earn it. She wept, snot-nosed. I didn't know about the clippers. Lisa said it was harmless. Harmless. The lie of our lives. You laughed. That's complicity. She slunk away, but seeds planted. Therapy mandates in her plea deal might sprout something human. Halloween crept in. Lily as Elsa in a gown we'd sewn together, braids woven with ice blue ribbons. Trick-or-treating on Sarah's cul-de-sac, porch lights aglow. I felt the thaw. First real peace since the reset. But Lisa lurked in shadows. A package arrived at Sarah's. No return address. Inside a doll, bald, porcelain head shaved smooth, dressed in a tiny Russo family sundress. Note, joke's on you. Watch your back. My blood iced. Stalker? Or escalation? Harlan tailed her. Sightings at dive bars, consorting with lowlifes. Marco's old crew, the deadbeat who'd ghosted us. Twist uncoiling. Lisa wasn't just vengeful. She was desperate. Post-scandal, her consulting dried up, debts mounting from legal fees. She'd tracked Marco in Vegas, squeezing him for dirt. Claims I'd abandoned Lily for affairs. Bogus to sway custody. The doll? Warning shot. I fortified. Restraining order, PI on her tail, Lily's school on lockdown alerts. Sarah prepped the custody bomb. File preemptively. Show pattern of harassment. Court again. November chill biting through wool coats. Judge Harlan. Irony. A no-nonsense type with a Brooklyn accent. Reviewed exhibits. Doll pics. Lisa's bar tabs. Marco's affidavit recanting under oath. Ms. Russo, he eyed Lisa. This reeks of desperation. Petition granted. Full custody to Ms. Gianna Russo. Supervised visits pending psych eval. Lisa exploded in the hallway post-ruling. Heels clicking fury. You stole everything. My family, my future. Spittle flecked her lipstick. I held Lily's hand, her Elsa cape fluttering. Stole? You sheared my daughter's soul for silence. We're even. But her eyes, wild, unhinged, whispered more. Harlan's final report dropped that week. Lisa's burner calls to a fixer, whispers of making it look like an accident. Accident? Like my pills? Paranoia or prescience? I installed cameras at Sarah's, Slept with a canister of pepper spray. Lily sensed the storm. Bad dreams again, Mommy? I'd smooth her curls. Just ghosts, bug. But we banished them. Thanksgiving loomed, first without the Russo's toxicity. Sarah hosted. Turkey, pie, gratitude circle. Lily's turn. I'm thankful for Mommy's strong heart. Tears pricked. Mine, for second chances. But as pie steamed, my phone buzzed. Unknown. Enjoy it while it lasts. The hunt was on. Time to end it. December's grip tightened on Elmwood like a vice, snow dusting the Naperville rooftops in deceptive purity, while underground, the Russo's empire crumbled to indictments and IOUs. Lily's 7th birthday passed in quiet triumph. A hot chocolate bar at the Morton Arboretum, her curls now cascading past shoulders, adorned with holly clips. No barbecues, no clippers. Just us, Sarah's family, and a cake that read, unbreakable. She blew out candles, wishing aloud, for no more bad aunties. I hugged her fierce, whispering, wishes granted. But Lisa's shadow lengthened. Harlan's wiretap logs painted a portrait of unraveling. Frantic voicemails to bookies. I need a score, something clean. Pitches to tabloids peddling my descent into madness. Desperation birthed delusion. She'd convinced herself I was the villain, the thief of her spotlight. Marco, the wild card, had flipped fully, deposed in a dingy lawyer's office, admitting Lisa's bribes for false testimony. She paid me $5,000 to say Gianna was unstable. Wanted the kid for leverage, maybe ransom from your folks' estate. The twist gut punched. Dad's will, probated post-sentencing, left scraps. House to Mom. Discretionary fund, to Lisa. Crumbs for me and Lily. But Harlan unearthed the codicil. Hidden assets. Offshore slush from union heists, earmarked for family legacy. Lisa's plan crystallized. Frame me for fraud, claim custody, seize the pot. The shave? Distraction, to paint me erratic early. My death in the first life? Coincidence? Or had she tampered with my meds that night? Post-barbecue call, where I'd slurred threats? No proof, but suspicion festered. I countered with a civil suit. Conspiracy to defraud, emotional terror. Sarah's star expert, a psych profiler from Northwestern, testified. Classic narcissistic abuse cycle. Escalation to eliminate threats. Jury, blue-collar Chicagoans. Union scars fresh. Ate it up. Verdict, Lisa liable. Assets frozen. Mandatory inpatient for delusional ideation. She cracked in the holding cell, spilling to her shrink on record. Gianna always wins. Even when she loses. Wins? I'd lost a life, a daughter's innocence. But the confession cracked wider. As kids, Lisa had torched my diary, pages of Dad's crimes I'd documented at 14, framing neighborhood punks. Cover-up origin story. Mom knew. Enabled. Dad rewarded. The family fortress, built on my silence. Christmas Eve, we strung lights on Sarah's Fraser fur, Lily's laughter a bomb. But peace fractured at midnight mass, pews creaking under candlelight, organ swelling silent night. A figure slipped in late. Mom, frail in a wool coat, poinsettias trembling in gloved hands. She genuflected, then approached our row, eyes pleading. Gianna, can we talk? Lily peeked from her blanket nest. I nodded curt, ushering her to the vestibule, stained glass casting crimson judgment. Snow swirled outside, street lamps haloed halos. What, Mom? Penance. She clutched a manila folder, hands shaking. Lisa's letters from psych ward. She planned worse. For you, after the pills. Pills. My ghost stirred. What do you mean? Tears carved tracks in her powder. She swapped your Ambien for fentanyl patches, ground up. Said it was mercy. End your suffering before you talked. I found out too late. Hid it, to protect her. Protect. The word shattered. You let me die. Not die, attempt. But in that timeline, it had been fatal, the betrayal's coup de grace. Mom sobbed. I was scared. Of losing everything. Everything. Her illusion, her babies. I snatched the folder, pages yellowed with regret. Lisa's scrawled ravings, dosage calcs, alibi sketches. Proof. Lethal. Go, I said, voice ice. Therapy. Real work. Or stay ghosts. She nodded, vanishing into the flurry. Back in the pew, Lily's hand found mine. You okay, Mommy? I kissed her forehead. Better than ever. New Year's dawned crisp, resolutions etched in frost. I filed the addendum. Attempted murder charges on Lisa, based on mom's testimony. Coerced but credible. Feds fast-tracked. Her bail revoked. Last glimpse. Arraignment feed. Orange jumpsuit swallowing her frame. Eyes hollow as the bungalow's emptied safe. Spring thawed the ground. Metaphors blooming. Lily's curls hit mid-back. A cascade of defiance. We moved to a craftsman in Oak Park. Mine, paid with settlement checks and freelance booms. My op-ed spawned a podcast. Shorn secrets. Moms sharing scars. Boundaries as battle cries. Listeners surged. Book deal whispers followed. One April afternoon. Park bench under dogwoods. Lily chased frisbees while I scrolled Harlan's closure report. Lisa pled to lesser. Manslaughter conspiracy. 10 years at Logan. Dad's appeals denied. Mom volunteered at shelters, graying gracefully. Closure? Not quite. But reckoning. The twist landed soft, unexpected. A letter, postmarked Danbury. Dad's scrawl. Knew about Lisa's plan. Told her to stop. Failed you both. Forgive? No. Understand? Maybe. Understand. The thief's epiphany, too late. I folded it away, for Lily's someday, history, not handcuffs. Summer solstice, we hosted our barbecue. Backyard string lights, neighbors not kin. Lily, 7 and fierce, manned the grill with tongs too big. No pranks, right, Mommy? I laughed, pulling her close. Never again. In the quiet after, stars pricking the Illinois sky, I traced my scars, invisible now, but etched. Death had gifted clarity. Revenge wasn't destruction, it was demolition for rebuild. Weed risen, bald no more, roots deep, branches wide. And in that second life, we bloomed untouchable.